Hi, I'm Good Breather, and you're listening to a Rated-R podcast.
Hey, Jolly, you there?
Jolly's here. What's up, bro?
Hey, man, it's another podcast time. Hope you're all happy and ready for some, I don't know, news or something.
Even if you're not ready, we're here anyway, so shut up and listen.
Yeah, it's episode 30 of Bammsters Rated-R. We got some news, and hopefully we have some more things afterwards. If you want to listen to us somewhere else on YouTube or whatever it is you're listening to, yeah, we're on YouTube, we're on Google Play, we're on website, MP3s, you name it, we're there, except iTunes.
All that stuff should be in the link in the description on the YouTube channel.
And on the website, I think. Okay, should we get to some news? What do we have? I hear there's some No Man's Sky trouble.
Yeah, man, get this. Again, like lawsuit after lawsuit. All these years in development, it's almost time to launch, and then like the lawsuit starts coming in. So you know you've made it when the lawsuits start, right? Apparently this Dutch company, yeah, the Dutch are going after No Man's Sky now. Apparently there's a bit of a lawsuit going on. They're saying they use their formula, like their patented formula, for their procedural generated stuff, and yeah, not good.
I don't know if it's me getting old, but when I hear patented formula, I'm expecting something we give to babies, like powders.
It might be the old thing, it might be.
Oh yeah, but you're right. I mean, what was it last time? It was Sky TV saying, oh no, you have Sky in the name. You have to pay us for that.
Yeah, such stupid patents. Like, how do you copyright the word Sky? Like, seriously, Sky? You can't use it in your title because we have it in our title? Come on, there's only so many words out there.
Yeah, but it's stupid because the rules on this is literally you can't have another company's brand if you're in the same business. But Sky are not in game-making business as far as I'm aware, so it's bullshit.
That's patented. Patented!
Yeah, I read somewhere, and I can't find the link, that apparently both this No Man's Sky and these Dutch companies might actually be working off a formula from like 1886 or something, like more than 100 years ago. You can't patent things that long. I know America loves to extend it, like every time the Mickey Mouse copyright thing goes out, they go, oh yeah, we need to extend things. But no, not 100 or something odd years.
Yeah, we if it's Disney, they can have lifetime. That's pretty much what they got going on. I was like, a couple more years, bro. We got some new stuff coming out.
Well, anyways, No Man's Sky should be out next month unless there's more lawsuits on PlayStation 4, I guess.
It's going to launch on PC and PS4. I have no clue about the Xbox. If it is, high five for you guys, because it looks like it's a good game. Now, the players aren't exactly going to be it isn't going to be cross-play between PS4 and PC, but you get your own little universe, we get our own little universe. It would be kind of cool to do the cross-play. Like, you've been hearing about the Xbox has their little open letter to Sony, like, hey, bro, you want to cross-play? Can we get that cross-play going on? You were talking about like a decade ago that we said we didn't want to do. You want to go ahead and do that now, finally? Come on.
Yeah, Microsoft wanting to do crossplay. The very reason that our all-time favorite Dust 514 ended up on PlayStation 3 was because Microsoft didn't want crossplay.
Yeah, I recall a long-ass time ago, Sony was asking Xbox, like, come on, let's get crossplay going on. You guys got us beating the numbers at the moment. You want to get crossplay going? And Xbox kind of gave them the cold shoulder. But now all of a sudden, since Sony has like 38 million units sold to Xbox's around 18, 19 million, Xbox is all of a sudden saying, you remember how you wanted crossplay? Do you still want that? Come on. Like, we're open.
Yeah, and I hear, Rocket League are really wanting it. Apparently they've implemented everything they need. Like, it's just, if Sony says yes, they just need to push a button and Xbox and PC Rocket Leaguers can play with PlayStation 4 players.
Like, I dig the idea, man. Like, I want more, like, a bigger population on a game is always better. It's almost never a bad situation. Like, population is good.
Well, I would say I've been playing a game with crossplay recently where the PC players have been the reason that I stopped playing it, just because they whine and complain and bitch.
Well, that's the thing. Most of the games that do have crossplay, somewhere in the option, it gives you the ability to switch so you just play with people on your platform.
Yeah. And to be fair, there are people bitching everywhere. I just think it's probably because the PC players have an actual keyboard to type things in. That just makes it easier to bitch.
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, wait a minute. So you can mute people if they're on the mic. However, if it's crossplay, you can't. I don't think mics actually work crossplay on any of the games, so they're probably just like keyboarding out over there.
Oh yeah, you can just imagine a PC player sitting there frantically typing, knowing that it's a hell to type in via the DualShock 4 thing that we have.
See, I've always, if there was a game that let me type on a keyboard in a game, I always had a keyboard hooked up just in case. Like Dust, I definitely had a keyboard hooked up just in case.
I didn't even bother. There's a keyboard next to my PlayStation. It's not connected.
I used to get a decent amount of hate mail, and it was always fun to make that as easy as possible to continue the hate mail.
Yeah. Well, some of you guys seem to thrive on hate mail.
It feeds the machine, man.
The only hate mails I got in Dust were in Italian and Spanish and stuff like that.
I had a line right there. It's like, if I had to use Google Translate, I'm just going to say GG, bro.
Yeah. Well, perhaps we'll get crossplay in one of those games as well, but for now it seems like it's all our friends at Sony who just doesn't want to move on it. They said they would, and now it's just stuck with Sony.
Yeah, it's all up to Sony now. Like, Xbox are like, yeah, we want this, and the developers are like, yeah, we're up for this. Like, we got it set up. All we need is Sony. And Sony comes back with like a comment, something along the lines of, yeah, we've been supporting crossplay with PC for like since 2002, bro. Like, it's good you're finally joining the party. And they didn't say anything else after that, I don't think.
No, I understand that. Literally, CD Projekt and the people behind Rocket League have just been not getting anything out of them. Like, they've been saying, yeah, let's do this. And Sony's been shut up.
I don't blame them, though. Like, what's the advantage of them going into crossplay?
Showing that PlayStation players are better than Xbox players?
I don't think they care that much about that. Like, they've got the numbers on their side this generation. They didn't last time. That's why they wanted crossplay last time.
But yeah, let's get it done. Come on, Sony. Get this done.
Yeah, I'm all for console crossplay. I don't really care too much about playing with PC players just because mouse and keyboard, I'm fully admitting they're going to destroy my ass on FPSs, so I don't really want to mess with that too much. But against consoles, I would say go ahead and go for it. And talking about another game, like, it's a little bit darker. This is a little bit darker, but apparently Ubisoft was filming a commercial for their upcoming game called, I want to say it's Steep, snowboarding game. And apparently one of the freestyle skiers they had died during the commercial. Something along the lines of getting caught up in an avalanche.
Yeah, tragic news from that one. Apparently she was caught in an avalanche. They did get her heloed out, and she was fighting her injuries, trying to get better. But she was kept in an artificial coma and didn't come back out of it again.
Yeah, I want to say she was in there for like 4 days.
Definitely bad news, and all our condolences from here to her family. Well, in some news that isn't quite gaming related, but I think is quite nerdy and interesting. Earlier today, and we're recording on a Saturday, I should probably mention, a group of amateurs in Copenhagen called Copenhagen Suborbitals actually launched a rocket, the Nexo 1 rocket. It's, I know it sounds weird, there's amateurs launching rockets literally every day around the planet, but I think this one is kind of interesting. Their goal as amateurs is to get a man into space on a crowdfunded principle, non-profit, and this was their test flight of a new bi-liquid propellant engine.
Yeah, so these guys are actually like amateurs trying to get into space, and I'm stuck here playing Kerbal Space Program trying to just get a freaking virtual rocket off the ground. So that makes me feel so good, man. I appreciate you bringing that into the news today.
Oh yeah, you can literally count the number of countries that managed to get a man into space on one hand. And here's a group of amateurs going, oh, we can do that.
North Korea is sitting over there going, don't do it, don't do it, don't you dare.
Yeah, I guess they did get North Korea a bit because they had a flight plan of 45 seconds, but the engine shut down after 22 seconds, and they actually only managed 1,512 meters before shut off, or I guess in your terms, that's what, a mile or something?
Yeah, I need freedom units.
Yeah, about 1 mile of freedom upwards.
But that is more than North Korea can get out there, so they got that going for them.
Yeah, the goal was 8 kilometers, but again, something happened. The engine shut off, but the flight itself was perfect. It flew straight. It flew just like they wanted to. The engine worked, so now they're just trying to figure out why it shut off. There'll be a few more test flights, and there'll be, I think, 1 or 2 more of this Nexo platform that they're referring to before they move on to their Spica rockets, where they will actually launch a man into space.
So they got 22-second flight time. So that beat me on Kerbal already. So that sucks. So how are they getting their money? You said it was crowdfunded, right?
We'll put a link in there, and I definitely say support them. You can give them money. It isn't Kickstarter or GoFundMe. They have their own little platform. And as I say, every dollar donated is rocket fuel.
See what you did there. I see what you did there with the rocket fuel money. See, do people actually get stuff out of this? Or is it just, I mean, like, can I get my name painted on the side of a panel or something? Or is it just like the knowledge that I helped?
Well, it's been a while since I checked it, but yeah, there used to be the option of having your name written on a panel, either on one of the test units or on the final unit. Big sponsors, like people who donate $10,000 or more, will get a little bit extra, but there's some various tiers. You're hoping to get a fin or something named after you, like, there goes the Jolly Roger steering fin.
I want whatever starts it, like the ignition, whatever like lights the fuse, essentially. I want that to be me.
And the Jolly Roger is turning on the engine, yes.
Maybe like when it's in the mid-air, like when it's flying up through there, like a little flag can flap out and it's a Jolly Roger. That'd be freaking amazing. Space Pirates.
Well, I guess if you pay them enough, they might do a Jolly Roger themed parachute.
Pirates don't need parachutes. We go down with the ship, which is not a very good thing to say when it's dealing with a big rocket like that, I guess.
Especially not when the final one will have a person inside of it, so yeah.
Now, did this person donate a lot of money, or is this somebody who didn't donate any money? And like, well, you get to get in there then, bro, if you're not going to give any money.
I think originally the plan was it would be Christian von Bengtsen, which is a dude with a lot of money. Like, here's a fun story for you. The first rocket they launched, it's launched off a platform at sea, and this Christian guy used his private submarine to tow the launch platform. So he's a little bit weird. But he's ex-NASA, and I think the idea was that he would be inside of it. Whether that's still the idea, no idea. But hey, wouldn't you want to be in a rocket that was built by amateurs, sent 100 kilometers upward, 66 Freedom units?
Wouldn't you want to be one of his heirs in the inheritance?
I don't know if I want to be related to him at all.
I wouldn't mind getting in, like, the will. That's all I'm saying.
You could use a submarine, I guess.
Yeah, submarine would be awesome. I could bring the pirates.
Not that I can think of what you would do with it in Georgia, but sure, why not?
We're coastal. We have a little coast. I didn't know that, did you? Georgia's got a little bit of a coast going on.
I do actually remember an episode of Futurama where the water has risen and swallowed Atlanta. So yeah, I did know there was coast from Futurama.
Man, I miss that show. It'd be so awesome for it to be renewed for like the 5th or 6th time.
Yeah, I think it's gone. Sorry, mate.
They said the same thing when it's canceled the first 5 times.
Yeah, but it's been a few years. Let it go. Bender's not coming back.
He's still floating through space right now with a little civilization on his stomach.
And keep saying, bite my shiny metal ass. Okay, well, I guess that's what we have news for this week. Some gaming, some not so happy, and some rocketry, including Jolly's not very good at KSP.
I'm probably pretty amazing compared to most people out there, but that's not saying a lot.
Yeah, well, with a bit of luck, we should be having Bamm coming up soon. He's really bad at Kerbal Space Program, I can say, and he's talking about something. And he might be joined by various guests. I don't actually know, because he seems to be doing his own thing for this episode.
Which is like every other week, it's just this time we know it this like ahead of time.
Let's see if he at least manages something that's a little bit longer than Copenhagen Suborbitals' 22 seconds of flight time.
So this was Jolly Roger.
And this was G.
Catch you in the next little bit. Later, bros.
Ciao.
If you like painting your house grey, you must listen to Bamm in this episode.
Okay, I'm here. What do you want?
Well, we did have a plan to record something today, remember? There's a podcast.
We did? Dude, real life is busy, bro. You need to remind me multiple times. I've got the memory span of a freaking goldfish that's got amnesia, a bit like Dory, but more fat.
Yeah, now that you say it, yes, I'll try to remind you every 5 minutes.
2.5, please, just in case.
Okay, every 2.5 minutes. You will get a lot of messages.
Yeah! Bam, it's popular, yeah!
So, did we have anything to talk about in this episode?
Yeah, dude, your guess is as good as mine. You brought me here for some reasons unknown, so I'm here to talk. What do you want to talk about?
Well, at least there's been San Diego Comic-Con. You know the thing where we sent Drac, but he couldn't get tickets? So he's running around outside.
Yeah, he's probably playing Pokemon Go, so he's probably doing that. Let's face it.
Yeah, I hope you can share Pokemons then with all the others, because I have a suspicion there's a lot of Pokemon Go going on there.
I think so. So, G, what are we talking about today, my good man?
Well, I was pondering, since you're a bit of a closeted nerd, or closeted nerd? I don't know what you call it.
Closeted nerd. I haven't come fully out yet. So, yeah, closeted nerd, yes.
Well, good news then, or good news, everybody. The Star Trek universe thing, the whole reboot Jar Jar Binks thing with lots of explosions and fuck all messages. The new TV series won't be set in that universe. That's confirmed.
You've got a problem with the new Star Trek universe? What is your problem with the new J.J. Abrams Binks lens flare, J.J. Abrams lens flare, whatever thing? What's wrong with it?
Well, I could comment about it not being particularly good, about the actors being cringeworthy, particularly the whole Let's Shout Khan. I could try to explain to you the difference between Star Trek and Star Wars, how one is science fiction and the other one is science fantasy. But ultimately, it's just, that's not Star Trek. That's, let's make something with lots of explosions and then attach Star Trek name to it. Sorry, I don't particularly like them.
Well, to be pretty honest, look, right, the Star Wars 1, 2, and 3 were crap. Star Wars 7 is crap. Star Wars 4, 5, and 6, brilliant. Masterpieces. They should not have deviated from that sort of style making the first 3, and maybe this is the 7th one. The lens flare from the first Star Trek film, and I'm going to call that the first Star Trek film because all other Star Treks before that were utter crap. I do believe that. I didn't mind the lens flare because in RL space, there is nothing but frickin' lens flare and everything's shifted to the red spectrum of light. So, the lens flare didn't bother me at all. I thought the lens flare was perfect. It was great. I thought it, was brilliant. I liked the new Star Trek re-envisioning. Clearly, you old closet freaks don't like it.
No, it's just Star Trek is about that message of everything is positive and there's hope and the future won't be terrible. And, it's the message that were in the original series. It's the message in TNG and Voyager, to some extent in Deep Space Nine. And that's completely put aside in the new movie. So it's not the same. They might as well just have made a generic movie.
You want subliminal messaging put into nowadays films. So you want a plink and fluffy, everything is happy message put into the nowadays films. Good lord, G.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I mean, I'm one of the people who actually like DS9, Deep Space Nine. I'm one of those who think that's a good thing. And that had a lot of grit and dark scenes to it and a lot of that whole, things can go really bad. But it still kept being Star Trek because it still kept saying, well, here's an actual message, here's what we should do.
Yeah, look, right, I like DS9. I prefer Voyager to Star Trek with Jean-Luc Picard. I still think Catherine Janeway is the best starship captain in the worlds. Because don't stop me, bro. Don't stop me, yeah? Janeway is better than Picard. Fact. It's just better. Because it's better. Better story, better writing, better acting for one. And it just sucks you into that sort of reality, that sort of realm of Star Trek. As going from science fiction to science fantasy, there is, yes, okay, Star Wars is science fantasy to an extent, but still based in reality, which is why I think a lot of people can agree with it. Yeah, use the Force, Luke. I am your fighter. Yeah, okay, whatever, bro. Yeah, but still, two great genres. As someone wants to say to that, Star Trek is like classical music. Star Wars is like rock and roll. And I'm sorry, but I like both classical and rock and roll. So I like Star Trek, but I prefer the new envisioning of Star Trek rather than the old fluffy, not say fluffy, but I want to say dusty, clustered boringness that the old Star Trek had. This is now more exciting. There's actually, I want to say better acting to an extent. Yes, there is some over-dramatization of certain aspects of the films, yes. But in all, much better. It's bringing the old ways into the nowadays, if you know what I mean. It's making it more real, more accessible to the casuals that don't necessarily have the closet nerd within them, like myself.
No, I think it could be done better. I think we could actually still have at least a tiny bit of Gene Roddenberry's ideas and goals in modern movies. Not just throw it out wholesale.
No, fuck Gene Roddenberry's ideas. This was all flustered and stuff. Okay, yes, that's a tall statement for me to say, but he's the one that created this universe. It's great, lovely, awesome, lovely.
But then why call it Star Trek?
But no, hang on, wait. Let me put my thoughts in a specific order so I can actually bury you in your idiocy. Gene Roddenberry's original envisioning of Star Trek, alright, was diplomatics. You float around the space, go to various planets, solve their issues, everything's pink and fluffy and happy. No, that's not how the real world works. The real world is nitty, gritty, hard, and never works out quite the way you want it, which is what these new Star Trek films are doing. It's basically got all the same pieces in there. It's got the Khan, it's got the this, it's got the that, but it's a different take on it all. I mean, case in point, look at now the, I keep forgetting the guys actually, it's Sulu, there we go, fucking Sulu. Sulu, the new Star Trek, okay, is obviously Sulu, but as an homage to the original Sulu actor, this guy's now going to turn out to be gay, right? Not an issue, so what? It's an homage to the original actor who played the part in the original Star Trek bloody fucking well, alright? The original actor of Sulu doesn't like the fact that this new Sulu's gay, because it's a warping on the original idea of what Star Trek is, and that's perfectly fine as well. He's entitled to his opinion, even though it is wrong, I do think. And if I ever met him face to face, I'd probably shake his hand and give him a big fat wet kiss on the forehead, because thanks to him, my childhood was 10 times better. But, you know, hey, everyone has their own opinions of it, so what? I don't really see the problem in the new Sulu being gay in the actual film. I don't have a problem with that.
I looked at this and I noticed Simon Pegg's argument for why Sulu in the reboot universe is gay is basically because people are not born gay. Something happened along the lines of the reboot universe. You know, it starts in the original universe. It is the original Sulu. They just time travel. And something happens during time traveling that made him gay. People are not born gay. Good on you, Simon Pegg.
No, look, that's just reading too far into it. I think what believe it or not, Simon Pegg is a super out-the-closet freak nerd. Okay, so I'm pretty damn sure he knows what he's talking about. I have full faith in Simon Pegg. You think I'm a nerd, G? You think you're a nerd? This guy's a super freak, as in he knows to the umpteenth detail of the thread count in Picard's neck. Whatever neck thing you wear, you know, that neck suity type onesie thing that Sulu wears, whatever.
I like that he wanted to defend him, but no, that's ultimately what he said. Something happened, and that's literally in doubt, even what he said. Something happened during the transition that made him gay. So,
well, if you put a link in the description below this video, I'm going to click on it and I'm going to read it, because I don't think Simon Pegg has actually gone ahead and said that. It's probably been taken out of context and twisted to obviously get more clicks, you know, click, 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 click. It's all about the clickbait nowadays on the YouTubes. Clickbait, bro, clickbait.
And ultimately, if you want to go and say, well, we should modernize it a bit, there should be a gay person, sure, go ahead. Don't give a shit. But why change an existing one? Why go out and mess with things? If he's that super nerdy, as you say, he's probably of the kind who also wants things to stay a little bit like they were. That tends to be a trait amongst nerds. So just find another character, introduce a character they're going to have to anyway now. See if you can't find somebody who can be gay. It shouldn't be that difficult.
Well, you see, that's all well and good, all right? A lot of people are saying there's not enough, I want to say, oppressed minorities in the films or whatever. That's utter fucking bullshit, all right? Utter bullshit. But I don't see why this is becoming such a social justice issue when it comes to... Okay, it's not an issue. The way these guys have dealt with it, apparently, is that you see Sulu and his husband or wife or whatever you want to call him, with his daughter. And it's like a simple throwaway scene, which is great. They just dealt with it and over and done with. They're not making a big deal of it. But a lot of people have clamped onto this idea. I haven't really gone into it because I think it's complete bullshit. And as you know, because internet, because reasons, because bullshit, because people hate change. I don't think this new Star Trek universe is a bad thing. I think it's a fucking good thing. It's about bloody time Star Trek got an injection of fresh ideas into its rigid rigor mortis corpse that it really is. Because let's face it, G, the original Star Trek movies are all crap. Even the ones with Picard, all crap. All of them. Terrible. Picard, the acting was great, it's the direction was shit. And Abrams, to an extent, has made this better. It's a much better universe. Okay, he completely fluffed up the Star Trek one, but I'm not holding that against him. That's a film that only a brave director would have had to take on, and he took it on. He did bloody well, except the fact that it's a carbon cut thing of the very first film that first encaptured me into the Star Wars universe. You know, number 4. You know, A New Hope.
I'm sorry, no, I just do not agree.
Star Wars 7, I'm calling it Star Wars 7, is a carbon copy of Star Wars 4, A New Hope.
Oh yeah, sure.
But what pissed me off about it was that fucking Han Solo died. Fucking Han Solo! Why did you kill Solo? Why? But, you know, hey, Solo dies. Next thing will be R2 freaking D2. Then the nerd world will have a fucking brain aneurysm and the world will just explode. Yeah. No one gave a shit about Solo dying. No one. Kill R2D2 or C-3PO and then there'll be problems.
Just guessing, he was probably the most expensive actor on the set by even a long mile.
So, he is part of the universe. See, this is where I differ
It's
from a lot of
cheaper.
people where it came to staying on the rigid path and changing the story, where I don't really think they should have followed the same story as A New Hope. I really think they should have kept Solo and completed in a completely different film. Completely different. But, you know, hey, what do I know? I think Star Trek's change is good, but I think the Star Wars change is bad. But, you know, hey.
Yeah, I'm not that much into Star Wars. As I've always said, if I wanted to really watch Star Wars, I'll watch the originals or read the books. You know, Lord of the Rings.
You just made a joke.
By the way, no, I'm on the Star Trek side. I didn't think they needed to go so far away from Gene Roddenberry's messages. It's just, at this point, why call it Star Trek?
No, look, right. I know you're trying to bring it back to topic here. I know we keep going off piece to it. But, right, listen. Gene Roddenberry envisioned Star Trek the way it is. Fine. That's absolutely fine. You know, the first Star Trek universe with Captain Kirk was great. The Next Generation with Picard was good. The Voyager was fucking epic. Deep Space Nine was good. But the Star Trek films, or what I'm specifically discussing here, are utter dog shit. Dog turd. Crap. Really? You have to time travel back into time to rescue frickin' whales to repopulate the Earth with only 2 whales? You're really gonna solve the entire whale issue on the planet with 2 whales? 2.
I think people agree that one was bad, but I actually liked some of the other movies.
Oh, that's just one example, my good friend. That's just one
that's
example.
pretty much the worst one.
Fuck, I have to pick something, G. That is a terrible one. I had to pick over the worst one. I'm sorry, dude.
And it's incidentally the first Star Trek movie I watched. It's kind of one of those, why am I watching this?
Yeah.
So then, the new series, just to bring it even further back, if you're saying all the movies are shite and you're saying the series were good, how do you feel about that being a new series? And it's being on Netflix?
Well, I haven't seen this series. There's a lot of hype around the new series. I want to see it because, believe it or not, the TV series Star Trek, when they were first going into space and, you know, Enterprise, and there was a Spock type character which was a chick, and there was a, you know, whatever. I enjoyed that. That was pretty good because you haven't thought of that one yet, have you? That Star Trek universe.
The prequel series, Enterprise, I like that one. That was actually, it's a little bit uncomfortable at times, difficult to watch at times, but overall, I actually liked it.
It was too busy. I think that's why it was difficult to watch. It was just so much going on. But I enjoyed it. The Enterprise series was good, and a lot of people keep forgetting about that. I hope that this new series is in a similar sort of vein to the prequel series, that sort of thing. That's what I'm hoping it's going to be like. But the Picard and the Kirk... No. I don't want it to be a bunch of diplomats floating around space. This is why I enjoyed Voyager, where there had to be difficult decisions to be made. Are you going to break the Prime Directive to save your crew? Are you going to kill 200 odd people just to uphold a directive? Words on a piece of paper. Or are you going to save your crew? Which is what happened in one of the actual, I think it was season 3 or 4. I can't remember exactly which one. That's what another captain had to do. On a smaller ship, he broke the Prime Directive, and he broke near enough every other directive on there. He actually had to harvest aliens just to, supply fuel to his core to get the fuck home, because he wanted his crew to survive. And that's a similar thing that Voyager had to do, although Voyager took the high road, you know, to an extent. You probably didn't remember that one either, do you?
I remember it quite well. I recently watched it with my daughter, actually.
Ah, good. Get them young, G. Get them young.
Yeah, I'm literally, my daughter and I started watching Voyager, and then later we'll do Enterprise and DS9 and TNG and all those.
So why are you letting her watch Voyager first? Just off a thing. Is it because it is a better series? Which it is. Point of fact, Voyager is better than Next Generation.
Because I wanted to show her a TV series where there's a strong female lead.
What? You're not going all social justice on me, dude. There are many TV series out there with a strong female lead. Shit, have you seen Rosaline Isles? Have you seen Bones? I love those TV series,
I'm not
dude.
showing those to a kid her age. Sorry.
Sorry, man. I don't know how old she is. What is she, like 16? 12? 10? 3?
9 at this point. She was 7 when we started.
Right. Okay, no, don't show her Bones. Don't show her... No, don't show her... No, don't.
So her training is Star Trek Voyager and Supergirl.
Fucking training. Get them young, G. Get them young.
But no, like you, I have faith in this new series. I hope it's going to be good. The people that are assigned to it seems to be quite capable. Brian Fuller is not a bad person. Let's put it that way. And yes, it's not set in that Jar Jar Trek universe.
You keep bringing it back to that. You don't like the Jar Jar Abrams
I just don't. Sorry.
lens flare Binks universe.
I
Fair
don't care
play
about
to
the
you.
lens flares. I just care that it's too focused on action. It's just an action movie. It's nothing else. They
Well,
are
isn't
action
that what
movies.
Star Trek's meant to be? You know, it's got some diplomacy in there. It's got some action in there. It's got it basically it has a message in there. Don't be a dick, otherwise you'll get fucked over. Essentially, that's what Khan was about. The guy being a dick.
No, that was about, let's see if we can get a famous actor to play a role. That was all it was. And incidentally, that actor was the only one who was even slightly bearable in the whole fucking movie.
Hey?
Cumberbatch was the closest thing you got to something that was tolerable in that whole movie.
So you didn't think the acting by so you didn't think the acting by Sean Penn was any good? Pegg? Jesus Christ. Simon Pegg. Ugh, God, I'm sorry, mate. I've been working hard. I've been streaming late. And, God, Simon Pegg. You didn't think the acting by Simon Pegg was good? I thought a Scottish accent was pretty bang on, although a lot of Scotsmen will disagree with me on that one. But I thought a Scottish accent was bang on.
But he was a comic relief.
But he wasn't comic relief. He was basically the moral fiber within the film.
But he's also a comic relief.
Yes, happened to be a comic relief as well, but he was also the moral fiber within the film. He stood his ground on morals.
Yeah, sure.
He had to get kicked off the Star Trek.
But he was still a comic relief that wasn't necessary.
But there was comic relief in there, yeah? As in, when he was in the pub, laddie, guess who's a pilot? All that sort of stuff, okay? That was my best attempt at Scottish pirate, sorry. I apologise for any Scotsmen that are listening. Probably none.
And pirates.
Jolly well hate
and
you
just
for this.
people listening.
I doubt that very much. But he was the moral fiber within that film. Spock took it on a logical ground. Pegg took it on a moral ground, and the captain, who was obviously the main protagonist in the film, apart from Khan, had to. Okay, Spock was also a co-protagonist, but you know, had to sort of learn and learn quickly about what is right and what is wrong. And you saw that he was grasping the concept of morality when he went into No Man's Land.
No, I still don't go there. I don't agree. There wasn't a necessity to be as stupid as Simon Pegg's character was.
Simon Pegg's character's not stupid, though. He's the freaking main engineer. He's fucking Scotty. He's not an idiot.
No, he knows engines and that's it. He was a comic relief that wasn't necessary. The other characters were just overacted.
He knows engineering. It's a lot more to do with engines than engineering. It's got the sewage treatment plant, it's got the cooling plant, it's got the engine plant, it's got main propulsion, it's got auxiliary propulsion, it's got auxiliary rooms. There's a lot more to it than just engines.
It had a water tube that was just there to be a water tube and nothing else. Yes, he probably knows what that water tube does.
So, you need cooling on a warp core, bro.
No, that's why it's actually held in suspension in a magnetic field. You don't actually need to cool it.
You're looking too much at the prime details. It's not the warp core itself that needs cooling. It's the sundering bits and pieces that need cooling themselves. You know, the
By the
sundering
way,
bits.
that tube of water was just there to be a tube of water and completely needless. It's going, oh, look, that's funny.
It's not funny. It was there because he got warped in. Now you're talking back to the first one when I was talking about Khan.
Doesn't matter, they're all bad.
They're not all bad. They're better than the Star Trek films that came before it. Much better. Better directed, better recorded, better acted, better sounds, more action, and they're awesome. And in this universe, the Spock race, good God, the Vulcans planet is gone. That is just a complete mind blow. Wow. The Romulan planet is fine, but the Vulcan planet is dead. And we know in the future the Vulcan planet will die as well. So, point of fact, the Vulcan planet is still on path to be destroyed.
The Vulcan is destroyed, you mean Romulus. Is still on his path
you know what I mean?
to be
Yeah,
destroyed.
Romulan. Sorry, sorry, late streaming, hardworking, blah blah blah.
It's never easy, is it?
No, it's a hard life being Bamm. Hard life. But you're wrong, I'm right, done.
Yeah, no.
We both agree that DS9 was good, though. It was good.
DS9,
It was good.
when you get to the middle of Season 3, if you can stand through some of the run-along home episodes, oh dear God, those were bad. But if you can stand through them, get halfway into Season 3, then it actually gets good. And when the Dominion Wars start, I'll argue that is the best story arc in any Star Trek.
No, see, that's where I disagree. I think the Borg story arc with Janeway is the best. Because there's a particular character called Seven of Nine, and I thought the placements of Seven of Nine, okay, the actor was sexy hot as well, but the actual character and the way the actor played the character was fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. There was a human, looked like a human, but didn't know how and what humans thought like. It's basically the data of Voyager, if you want to think of it like that sort of, in that sort of spectrum. I think that was the best story arc. DS9's, District Wars, I want to call it, was good, yes, but I still think Voyager's better than DS9. But then Next Generation is better than, Star Trek. But that's the sliding order for me. So it'll be Voyager, DS9, Enterprise. Jesus, on the same level would be sort of Next Generation and then the first Star Trek.
I don't think I would bother actually listing which ones were my favorite. The best parts, the best longer arc to me, the Dominion Wars. But the best episode by far is Inner Light. I know that people are going to say, no, the original series, the Mirror Cities, nope. I'm still going to hold the Inner Light.
I disagree with you, and I disagree with them. Mirror Light and that one, no.
Because there's no fighting, there's no shooting, there's no suspense, right? There's no action in Inner Light.
No. Believe it or not. My favorite story from Voyager was when they get sucked into, I think it was like subspace, through a subspace black hole. And then basically they had to like band together and form an alliance and stuff like that. That was my favorite one.
Nah, that's not a bad episode, actually. You're right, that's not a bad episode. But no, Inner Light, TNG. Sorry.
No, gee. God, you're so boring. If I picked up a grey piece of freaking paint and slapped you in the face with it, you'd go, oh, yes, more please. God, everything's grey and dark and dull. Have a bit of excitement, have a bit of, emotional sort of zest. Those ones are boring, dude. Yeah, diplomacy, rules, yeah, whatever. You know why? Because you live in Belgium, center of diplomacy right now. That's why you like diplomacy so much. There we go.
So if I say the best DS9 episode is Inter Arma Enim Silen Legis, you also gonna disagree?
No, actually, that was pretty good. I'll bite my tongue on that one.
But it might just be because I'm a total Dr. Bashir fan.
Yeah. You keep talking about that person. I swear to God, you got a fetish for him. Or her, whatever.
Come on, Alexander Siddig is cute.
Carry on. Yeah, 7 of 9. Any day of the week, dude. Any day of the week.
It sounds like this is one of those we just cannot agree. Well, I'll let you be wrong. That's okay.
I'll let you be wrong as well, sir, yeah? Because you know for a fact I am right and you're wrong.
Nope. Then again, you're one of those people who think Star Wars is the best thing ever, so...
No, Star Wars is not the best thing ever, right? Firefly is the best thing ever. Killed way before its time. I think Firefly, to me, is right now, well, not right now, back in those days, was the pinnacle of sci-fi. It's just unfortunate the writer's strike and Whedon just went and gave up and said, no, fuck it. And they brought out a film, Serenity, that left more loose ends than what it initially set out to sort of tie up. So I think Firefly's better than Star Wars, Star Trek. Yeah, although you're probably going to say Babylon 5's awesome, so yeah.
Never cared for Babylon 5?
We agree on something. Babylon 5 sucks. There we go.
Again, don't tell Grit, he'll complain.
Grit complains about everything. I liked, what's that one where that Australian fighter pilot got sucked into an alternative universe? Farscape, that's it. Farscape's pretty damn good as well. The first
Farscape
2 seasons.
Got weird.
Yeah, it got weird at the end. Very, very, very strange at the end. But the initial sort of part of it, the first sort of, I want to say 2 seasons, was great. It got really weird towards the end though. And I don't understand that why. But yeah, very good. Very, very good.
I like the first 2-3 seasons. I think there's 5 total. But the end just, I stopped watching. I couldn't even care at the end.
I think what happens is that they have something, they have a gem on their hands, and it's pure gold. And and then they just don't know how to finish it. They say, right, season 2, you guys are hotter than fire right now. You've only got 3 seasons left because that's all we can afford, but make it good. And the writers are like, oh fuck, we don't know how to end it. It's a bit like Japanese animation. They've got an absolute marvel on their hands, but then they like peter off towards the last sort of 3-4 episodes because, and go all big words and spiritual, philosophical sort of nonsense like Evangelion. And then no one understands what the hell's going on because no one's on the same sort of mindset or mind level or don't have the same brain pan as some of the writers do. So it's like,
I think you're heading sort of in the right direction. What I tend to see happen is they have a pilot, they have an idea, they have a basis, let's do this, but they don't know which direction to walk. And then they go, oh, we're now doing season 2, it has to be bigger than season 1. And then they make it bigger, then season 3 has to be bigger than season 2. And now at this point, they're just making it bigger. They're not working towards something. Let's make it bigger. If you look at, Lost it just got weirder and weirder because they had to make it bigger.
Don't get started on Lost, dude. Please,
the
seriously,
4400 was just, let's make it bigger than it was last time. There's so many series, it's just, we need to make it bigger. This is one of the reasons why I like Game of Thrones, is because there is actually a target, and they don't try to make it bigger every season. They do a little bit, but they just keep the story and keep telling it. They don't try to go, ooh, we have to one-up ourselves all the f***ing time.
Well, I understand why there's a need to make it bigger and better, harder, faster, but I think what they need to do is have a clear end goal. And I think this is why you're suffering with the Star Trek, bringing it back onto full circle, is because you haven't seen any character development for the new movies. You haven't seen the heartache, the toil, all that sort of stuff. Whereas you got that with the Next Generation series, because the series followed on to the films. Near enough. Near enough. Not all the time, but near enough. Okay? You had an empathy. You had feelings for the actors in the series and the movies, whereas the movies are just full on in your face. You don't know these actors, you don't know the stories, you don't know the histories of this new guy, you don't know the character development, which is why I think it's very important to watch why Scotty's now the comical relief, whereas before he wasn't. It was always...
No, he was comical relief in the past as well.
He wasn't, not as much
so
as Penn.
in your face.
No, that's why I think it's different. Not as much as Penn. It's character development I think people are having issues with, not necessarily the actors themselves or the storyline.
That's
yeah,
not
it's
character
completely
development.
different.
That's just, let's tick off a box.
It's not ticking off a box,
your
though.
one. Let's have a token black guy. Let's have a comical relief. It's completely back to the 1980s style of making movies. Here's a box, checkbox. We have to check it. Okay, well, we'll have Simon Pegg do this. There's another one. Oh, we'll have this guy do this.
You can, if you think of that sort of format, you can kind of blame the Avengers for having that sort of format, because the Avengers follow a strict format of this has to be funny, that has to be action, this has to be drama, that has to be character development, this has to be action, that has to be funny. I don't think this is the way they're going. I think for you it's character development on the new films.
Oh yeah, but who the hell watched Avengers for anything besides that? I mean, Thor, Avengers, most of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that's just stupid entertainment.
Okay, look, I don't agree with you. I think the storylines and the films don't follow the comic books as well as they should, but it's still a damn good film. Damn good films.
I'm not saying
pretty
well
directed. And the Ant-Man was fucking brilliant. I love the Ant-Man film. I think Ant-Man for me right now is the best Avengers film, because it's funny and it's in your face. And okay, it doesn't follow the storyline as much. It should do more, but I think it's brilliant.
I'm just going to say, no, there are no bad movies and no bad TV series in the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is Thor, The Avengers, Iron Man, Ant-Man, Galaxy Quest. I was about to say...
Galaxy Quest, fuck, don't insult me, dude, with Galaxy Quest, yeah? Fucking hell.
But all of that, there's nothing bad in it, but it's so good you can just watch it without thinking, because there isn't really any need to think in those.
Because all your needs are taken care of. Again, this is why I think you're struggling to like these new ones, and a lot of people are, because there's no character development, and you honestly do think that it's a case of ticking a box. Yeah, there's a token black guy. Click. There's a gay Chinese man or gay Japanese man. Oh, no, sorry, Sulu originally... Oh, no, the actor's actually Japanese. Sorry, I might have insulted the Japanese guy there by calling him Chinese. But anyway, it's a token gay Japanese guy. Tick. I don't think it's necessarily that. I don't think Abrams is a follower of the social justice, gay, Ghostbusters, female, whatever... feminine, whatever. I don't think he does that. I think he makes a film for the audience that he's trying to aim for, which is you twats. You old fuzzy-duzzy grey coat-wearing boring people, yeah? The problem you guys have got is that you haven't seen any character development in a series. I will bet you bottom dollar if there was a series to pre-set up these films, the films would have been a bigger hit. Much bigger hit.
It's just, I would go into anything Star Trek with an expectation that I at least need to turn on part of my brain. Don't need that for these new ones.
You do need to turn your brain on for these new ones, because you've got to think of how the original ones looked and how the new ones look now, and you go, oh god, that's such a cool twist. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Well done, Jar Jar Binks. JJ Binks. Yeah, okay, I'll stop there. I think I've said JJ Binks too many times now. If he ever listens to this podcast, he's going to find me and hunt me down and harvest my organs. Yeah, that's the Chinese government. Oh, sorry.
I know that he likes to do the whole, let's pay homage to things by having various references. That's not the kind of thinking I want to do. It's cute. Yeah, sure. Good on him. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the things that actually make you think about society, which is what Star Trek was.
You are thinking about society though, G. You are. You just, can't you grab the concept that planet Vulcan's dead? That's a complete mindfuck. Vulcan got blown the fuck up. Oh, she got sucked into a black hole? What? Holy shit! The Vulcans having to now relocate and create a Spock colony. Oh, I keep calling it a Spock colony, but have now got to create a colony. Holy shit, society is fucked.
Yeah, no, they're not addressing it. That is not addressed.
They will do very shortly.
I don't expect so. The closest we get is eugenics, and yeah, eugenics is bad. Okay, done. That's all the thinking that's required in those movies, and that was just the Cumberbatch one.
Yeah, okay. I think we're going to be disagreeing on this for many, many months and years to come.
Well, at least let's just look forward to something positive. I said there's the TV series, and apparently we now know who Star-Lord's dad is in the, still not Galaxy Quest, the other one. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Fucking Galaxy Quest, dude. Seriously, you gonna mention that film in my presence? I will throttle you.
I like it. It's nice and stupid.
Like it because you're an idiot.
No, it's nice and stupid. Something you can watch and just sit down and giggle.
And you were the one complaining not more than 2 minutes ago about films not needing to be thinking about whatever. Not having to think about watching a film.
No, it's different. That one is purely a comedy. Star Trek's supposed to be intelligent.
Galaxy Quest takes the piss out of Star Trek.
Yes, perfect.
No, dumb. It's a terrible film.
Ah, poor you. Well, in that Guardians of the Galaxy 2, just to touch on that one, they now have Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone in it.
Of course, the actors of the 1980s want a piece of the 2000 action because, we have not just forgotten about them, we've forgotten about myriads of other action film stars, Of course.
And because they're checkboxes. Nowadays you need to bring back some of these old people.
I don't think that's necessary. This is where I disagree with the idea that you having a checkbox. But, okay, I'll let you have that one.
It's a thing. They have to do it because then go, oh, look, we have this old guy in the movie and you should go watch it because he's there.
Yeah, but he had nothing to do with the original freaking film in the first place, or the original comic books, or nothing. He might, he's basically, I bet you freaking bottom dollar that those two never freaking read any Guardian of the Galaxy comics. At all. But they're doing it because it's a paycheck. I wouldn't
take that bet with Sylvester Stallone. He's kind of nerdy, actually.
Sylvester Stallone drives a 5-point, God knows, whatever Mustang that was given to him, and he's actually the same height as a friend of mine, Bruce, 3'5", midget. Although I wouldn't call him a midget to his face, he might smack me in the jaw.
He'll jump up and bite you in the knee.
He'll jump up and slap me in the ankle, you mean?
Well, interesting enough, Kurt Russell will actually play Star-Lord's dad, so now we get to see who that is.
Oh, God, Star-Lord. Jesus. And why Kurt Russell? Why Kurt Russell? Shit, we might as well have Jean-Claude Van Damme, the drug-abusing French weirdo. I mean, just for good measure. Shit, if we're taking boxes.
Belgian, not
Belgian,
French.
same bloody freaking difference.
I think you pissed off both countries.
Good. It's about time. I thought Brexit would have pissed them off even more. Clearly not.
Just FYI, France repeatedly vetoed having England in here. In the Euro.
I'm aware of that.
I think they're
already.
happy about the Brexit.
I'm aware of this already, yes.
So I guess we just cannot agree on what makes good movies. But
no,
again, as I said, you get to be wrong.
Well, guys, thank you very much for listening to us today. Rabble on about films, Star Trek mostly, Star Wars, DS9, Voyager, Enterprise, Next Generation, and Star Trek. Guys, please put your comments in the description below, comment section below, and actually tell us where we went wrong. Excuse my daughter's in the background. She has just woken up from a glorious sleep. G-Talk, I'll leave it to you to close this B-block down, dude.
Yeah, there you have it, people. Bam does not know good TV at all, or good movies. But I guess he'll keep ranting and raving and stuff. Now he'll be telling his daughter how wrong everybody are. We'll let him do that.
I'm going to start my daughter young as well. I think I might start on the Voyager thing as well, because obviously Voyager is best. Voyager is best Star Trek, because Star Trek.
At least that's what I started my kids on. But yeah, leave us a message. What is your favorite Star Trek and what do you want to see in the new movies and in the new TV series? And are you going to watch it on Netflix like People in the Real World, or are you going to watch it on, what is it, CBS something if you live in the US? Yeah, you get to pay extra for it. Either way, I'm out of here. Ciao.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. Bye.